Okay, good day everyone. We will have the answers for chapter 4, adjusting entries. Try natin na matapos siya within less than 45 minutes. As I'm using Zoom meeting right now. Okay, for problem number 1. So the questions are, what are the types of accounts affected? So tinatanong niya dito, what will be the account debited and account credited? So under deferrals, there is a postponement of the recognition of an expense already paid but not yet incurred. Okay, kaya nare-recognize muna natin siya under asset method as asset. So, particular account natin doon ay prepayment. Okay, or prepaid. Okay, so, typical examples of accounts debited under prepaid expenses are insurance, rent, interest. Saka yung supplies. Actually, kasama siya doon sa prepayments natin. So, ang ginagawa natin doon ay dinedebit natin sila as debit to prepaid kung anong account na yan. So, pwedeng prepaid insurance, prepaid rent, correct? Prepaid interest. Oops, sorry. Or yung iba, pag hindi mo talaga alam, collectively na lang, prepaid assets. Gano'n na siya. Pero mas maganda kapag alam mo siya. And even supplies kasama po siya dyan. Okay? Kaya lang din natin siya tinatawag na prepaid supplies. So yun yung mga account debited natin for the asset method. Anong credit natin yan? Okay, so ang credit natin dyan ay cash. Okay. So ang tanong dito, itong mga to po ay mga original entries. So lalagyan ko ng konting twist. No? So ito yung mga original entries natin. So pagdating sa adjustments, eto na siya. Mag-insert ako dito kasi hindi masyadong malinaw kung anong tinutukoy niya doon. Unless tinatanong na niya kung ano yung type of accounts affected during the adjustments. So pwede natin gawin. So pag expense na or i-adjust na natin siya, ang entry na natin ay debit to kung ano yung mga sinulat mo. Debit to insurance, debit to, sorry, rent, interest, or yung supplies na nilagay natin dyan. Tapos nalagay mo lang yun ng expense. Correct? Expense mo siya. Okay? Ang credit mo ay yung ito, yung prepaid. Okay? So yan na yung magiging adjusting entries mo. Yan na yung magiging adjusting entries mo. So nilagay ko lang po yun Yan. Pero ang tanong talaga dito is what are the effects of the adjustments dun sa dito sa mga accounts. Okay, so nilagay na lang natin yan para mas maliwanag. Meron tayong original entries para hindi malito. Next, for the expense method, insert ko lang to. Babalik ta rin lang natin yan. What do you mean babalik ta rin, sir? Okay, ang mangyayari kasi, by the moment na yan ay, ito, original entry tayo. Originally recorded, no? Ang entry na natin ay expense. Ito lahat yan. Expense po siya. Credit to cash. Ayan. So, ang nangyayari, adjusting entries natin, no? Hindi pa naman lahat yan expense, babawasan natin yan. Kaya yung adjustments niya becomes credit to the expense, tapos ang debit niya yung prepaid. Kasi ibabalik mo na siya. Okay? So, yun yung impact po niya. Okay? So, maliwanag yan. Next, for the depreciations, hindi naman kailangan niya ng original entry kasi ang original entry natin yan, whenever we purchase something, whether yan ay service vehicle, equipment, machineries, yun na yung debit natin, credit natin ay cash. So, ang tinutukoy na dito ay yung adjustments. Okay? So, yung impact ng account during the adjustments, ang entry lang natin is debit to depreciation, expense, credit to accumulated depreciation. Yun lang. Ang nilalagay natin dyan, guys, ang nilalagay natin dyan ay kung ano yung name ng particular assets na na-depreciate natin. Okay? Next, how about dito? Unearned revenues. So, I think pwede kong yan, lagyan din to ng original entry and ayan, adjusting entries. Ayan. So, start tayo with the liability method. Okay, under liability method, okay, ang original entry, lagyan ko na lang po. under unearned revenue, these are cash already collected but not yet earned. Tama? So money is early in this time. So ang ginagawa natin is nire-recognize natin yung receipts of cash. Okay? Tapos ang credit natin ay unearned. Okay, so ang pinaka-typical na example natin dito ay yung rent, yung paulit-ulit. So pero kahit ano yan na ginawa, natanggap natin in advance, whether it's consulting revenue, so sabi mo lang unearned, so consulting revenue, service revenue, ayan. Lalagyan mo lang siya ng unearned to signify that it is a liability account. Ayan, yun yung magiging original entry natin. So pag i-adjust na natin yan, itong liability account na yan magiging debit kasi babawasan natin. Okay? And i-recognize na natin kung anong particular account yun. Okay, so yan yung magiging adjusting entries natin under liability method. Ulitin din natin, wala pong adjusting entries na related ang cash. Never. Okay, for the income method, nakatanggap ka pa rin ng cash, pero instead na i-recognize mo siya as liability, na-recognize mo siya as revenue. Kaya ang ginawa mo, credit to rent revenue. Okay? Yan, credit to rent revenue. Pero ang totoo niyan, hindi pa, kapag at the end of the accounting period, hindi mo pa revenue lahat yan, ang gagawin mo, adjustments mo, babawasan mo yung rent revenue, saka mo ngayon bubuhayin yung unearned rent revenue or yung liability account. Again, hindi lang rent revenue yan, ha? Pwedeng service revenue, consulting revenue, professional revenue, anything. Oh, basta revenue yan. Kung ano yung type of business na meron tayo. Okay? So, sa about proper na ilagay lang natin yung original entries and adjusting entries para hindi po kayo malito. For the accrued expenses, for the accruals, guys, huwag kayong mag-alala dito. Parang pamigay na yan, no? Kapag may accruals, kung ano yun, ilista mo lang, i-record mo lang yan. So, for example, at the end of the accounting period, meron ka pang unpaid and unrecorded. Okay, tandaan mo sa accruals ha, unpaid and unrecorded, all you need to do is just recognize it. No? So, halimbawa, meron tayong salaries. So, ano yung mga yun? Pwedeng salaries, pwedeng rent, pwedeng anything, no? Salaries, rent, anything, no? Utilities, pwede din. Yung mga ganyan. I-recognize mo lang yan as expense. Tapos, yung credit mo will be debit to accrued salaries. Pwede ding interest, ha? Ayan. Salaries, rent. Sige, lagay din natin dito yung interest. Ayan. Utilities, pwede. Ayan. Utilities. Anything actually, basta hindi mo pa nabayaran yan, payable. Okay? Ang nakalagay dyan, payable. I-recognize mo lang siya. Okay? So, lagay ko lang dito, interest. Okay na? So, yan yung magiging adjustments natin. So, ulitin lang natin kapag meron kang unpaid and unrecorded na salaries at the end of the year or accounting year, ang gagawin mo lang is debit to salaries expense, credit to accrued salaries payable. Ganun lang. Lalagyan mo lang ng payable. Lakihan natin to. Okay na. Tapos na. For the revenue, edi recognize lang natin yung revenue na yan. Di ba? Unearned siya, no? Sorry. Accrued revenue na already earned. So, meron tayong debit to accounts receivables na lang. Pinakasimple. Pero kung yan ay, di ba, wages, pwedeng wages receivable. Diba? Okay, so pinakasimple is accounts receivable yung debit mo. Credit to accrued, kung ano man yung revenue na yan. Okay? So, kung ano mang klaseng revenue yun. So, si pinakamadali ba yung accruals? Yes. Siya yung pinakamadali kasi kung ano yung kailangan mo i-recognize for the first time, yun lang din po yung i-recognize mo. Okay? So, that is for problem number 1. Problem number 2. Problem number 2, ang requirements niya dito is to determine yung ating adjustments. Okay, so pag ganyan, all you need to do is always check kung balance ba yung debits and credits ng mga accounts natin. Okay na? Tapos ang gawin na lang natin, isa-isay natin. May nagbago sa cash? Wala. Accounts receivable? Wala. Prepaid insurance? Meron. From 48 naging 36. Ibig sabihin, nabawasan siya ng 12,000. So magkikredit tayo ng 12,000 dyan. Next, how about this one? From 125 naging 72. So nabawasan siya ng, compute tayo, minus 72. 53,000. Okay, ito walang nagbago, walang nagbago. This one, 230 naging 245, nadagdagan naman siya ng 15,000. Next, ito wala nagbago. Ito po, nadagdagan. So, from 106, naging 124,000. 124 minus 106,000. So, 18,000. 550, 143, wala. Ito po from 0 to 34, payable, no? From 0 to 77,000 goods. 470 wala, 310 wala, 250, 1470 okay. 847, 813 nadagdagan. So 847 minus 813, meron tayong 34,000. Then insurance expense 12 from 0, lahat na to 53, 15, 18,000 and 77,000. So those are the adjustments. All you need to do is to check yung debits and credit kung balansyado. Okay. So ano yung mga adjustments na nangyari dun sa account? O, pwede din natin ma-determine. Ito na yung pinakasimple. Meron tayong debit to, salaries expense, credit to, salaries payable. Let's see, the salaries payable, 34,000. So nakita? Ayun pala siya. Tama? Next, 12,000 insurance expense, credit to prepaid insurance. Credit to prepaid insurance. Tama. Next, so supplies expense, credit to supplies, 53. Then depreciation expense, 15,000. Credit to accumulated depreciation, 15,000. Correct? Next, depreciation for the equipment, 18. Credit to accumulated depreciation, 18,000. Correct? And lastly, debit to interest expense, credit to interest payable, 77,000. So these are the adjustments. Okay, partner-partner na siya. So wala tayong problema kasi all debits equals to credit. So that is for the adjustments. Okay, next. Hindi ko na sinulat kasi binanggit ko na siya during the answer. Problem number 3. Requirements are calculate the amount of royalty expense for Batangas Solutions and royalty income for Diaz. So pag gagawa tayong dalawa. Tapos record adjusting entries for each entity made on December 31, 2026. Okay, so check natin. Meron tayong Batangas Solutions and okay, so check natin. Batangas Solutions. Tapos, siyempre debit credit iyon. Tapos meron tayong Diaz. Diaz. Elisa Diaz Technology. Okay, so check natin kung ano yung pagkakaiba ng dalawa. Elisa Diaz Technologies produces computer software that Batangas Solution sells. Okay, so sino dito yung supplier? Supplier si Elisa. Okay? Tapos yung buyer natin si Batangas Solutions. Tama. Correct. Okay, check natin. And para matandalan lang natin siya. So, sabi niya, DS receives a royalty of 15% of sales. So, ibig sabihin, yung ginagawa niya, pinapabenta niya kay Batangas. Ayun, nakakatanggap siya ng, ano ba to? 15% of sales. And so may kinikita si Diaz na 15%. So Batangas Solutions pays royalty to Diaz Technology on a semi-annual basis on May 1 for the sales made in July through December. So maglalagay tayo ng payment. Okay, yung payment schedule nila. Okay, May 1 ay 20XX for the sale of July to December prior year. Okay, so gawin natin tong 20x2 na lang. Ayan, tapos ito July to, palatandaan lang natin to, December 31, syempre. 20x1. Kasi prior year. Tapos, November 1 naman po, November 1. Okay na, for sales January to June of the current year. November 1, 20x2 for the sales ng January to June. Tama ba? January to June. Yeah. 31. And June 30. 30 ba? 30 na lang yata. Basta yan. 20x2. Okay. Okay na tayo dyan. That's the payment schedule. Royalty expense for Batangas Solutions and royalty income for DS Technology in the amount of 600 were accrued on December 31, 2025. And cash in the amounts of 600 and 1 million was paid and received on May 1 and November 1 respectively. And software sales during July to December period, December 2026 period, total 15 million. Okay, so ang tinatanong, magkano daw yung royalty expense for Batangas Solutions and royalty income during 2026? Okay, kaya ba natin yan? Yes. Mm. So, lagay natin muna dito yung ito, yung binanggit niya. Royalty expense for Batangas and royalty income for Diaz in the amount of 600 were accrued on December 31, 2025. Meron na palang date dito. Okay. So, yan yung 20x1 natin. December 31, 2025. Meron na sila ditong entry na debit to royalty expense. Ayan. Okay. Credit to royalties payable. Hmm. Kasi babayaran, di ba? Naglagay tayo dito na isa pang space. Sorry. Ayan. So, gawin muna natin yung mga informations. So, magkano yun? 600,000. And 600. Dito sa kabila, meron na siyang royalties receivable, tas credit to royalty revenue. Royalties receivable. Royalty income na lang or revenue. Ano ba sabi niya dito? Income. Para consistent tayo dun sa requirement. Ayan, 600,000. Okay, that's it. Hmm. Okay. So ito po, check natin mabuti, no? Mhm. Ayan. Ito po ay magbabayaran or babayaran on May 1, 2026. Ayan. So para maging consistent na tayo kasi may date nang binigay eh. Okay? Tapos, yung mga transactions natin from January to June 30, 2025, ay sorry, 26, babayaran siya ng November 1, ayan, 2026. Okay na? Okay, so check natin yung mga information given. Kasi tinatanong niya ilan ng expense for the year 2026, di ba? Okay. And adjusting entry that each entity made on December 31, 2026. Okay, check na natin. Sabi niya, cash in the amount of 600,000 and 1 million was paid and received on May 1 and November 1 respectively. Oh. So ibig sabihin po, nagbayad ba on time? Yes. Noong May 1, nagbayad si Batangas Solution. That is for the 600,000. Tama ba? Yes. So, entry natin doon ay debit to royalties payable, no? Credit to cash. Okay? 600,000. So, wala tayong problema dito. Sa kabila naman po, debit to cash, credit to royalties receivable. Okay, so wala tayong problema dyan. Okay, tapos, excuse me, nung November 1, nagbayad din daw ng 1 million. Tama ba? Ayan. So, cash of the amount of 1 million. Yung 601 million. So, November 1, nagbayad to. So, meron tayong credit to cash na 1 million. Tapos ito naman, may debit siya na cash na 1 million. Ang tanong, para saan yun? Ito po siya. Okay, para yun sa January to June 30, 2026 na royalties expense saka royalty revenue. Tama, royalty income or revenue. Okay? So this is for 2026 na. So meron na tayong 1 million. Meron na tayong 1 million eh. So for 2026 to, tapos na yung 2025. Okay, so pagdating ngayon ng December 31, I think kailangan na ng mag-adjust respectively. Yan. Kasi meron na tayong July to December 31, 2026. Okay, so dito po, meron tayong adjustments. Kasi yung December ay babayaran na ng, yes, 2027. Okay, sa 2027 na yan, babayaran ng May 1, 2027. So dito, mag-accrual na tayo. So yung accrual natin for December 31, 2026 ay debit to, eto po, royalties expense credit to, royalties payable, magkano? That is 15 million times 15%. I think 15% yun. Ayan, 2 to 50. Once again, that's 15 million times 0.15. 2,250,000. So yun naman po ang mapupunta kay royalties income ni Eliza Diaz. Okay. So dito po ay 2 to 50. Ayan. Kasi baliktaran lang naman yan eh. Okay na? So kapag tinanong ilan yung total expense and total royalty income by both parties. Okay, Batangas po is 3,250,000 and kay Eliza Diaz is 3,250,000. Okay na? So ito yung adjusting entry natin. Ang tawag natin nito ay adjusting entry for accruals. Okay, so ito na yung AGE natin. Dito ko na nailagay. Okay, next. Problem number 4. Okay, so paano naman tong problem number 4? Accrual of interest expense. Medyo madali lang yata to. Rosalinda Perez Forwarders borrowed 600,000 from the bank on September 1, 2026. The note carried an 8% annual interest rate and was set to mature on February 28, 2027. Okay? So, interest and principal were paid on cash on the maturity date. Okay, so maghihintay pa. So, ang tanong niya, what was the amount of interest expense paid in cash in 2026? Wala pa po. Zero. Okay? Wala siyang binayaran na cash ng 2026. Oh, bakit? Kasi nga po, babayaran niya yan lahat on the maturity date. So, zero ang sagot sa number 1. Wala, nakakalito ba? Yes. Okay, so number 1, ang sagot ay nada, zero. Okay? Number 1 is zero, zero. Wala siyang binayaran na cash in 2026. Number two, ano yung tanong sa number two? What was the amount of interest expense recognized on the income statement? Kaninong income statement ang tinutukoy niya? Sa bangko or sa ano? Interest expense kasi. So, ang babayaran natin ay debit to interest expense, credit to interest payable. So, ito yung magiging adjusting entry natin. Move lang natin to. Ayan. So, ang computations natin is 600,000 times 8%. So, times 0.08 times ilang buwan na ba yan hanggang December? September, October, November, December. Apat na buwan. So, times 4/12. Okay. So, that is 16,000. Yun lang, 16,000. So, ang interest expense to be recognized on the income statement is 16,000 on on the year 2026. Number three, what was the total amount of liabilities to be shown on the balance sheet? The total liabilities natin, kung wala nang iba, kasi dapat meron pang iba. Pero based on this, meron tayong loan. Ayan. So, meron tayong loan payable, pero nag-issue siya ng note eh. So, notes payable yan. Notes payable around 8%. Magkano yung babayaran natin doon? 600,000 plus yung interest payable na 16,000. So, ang total natin ay 616,000. With the details na meron tayo. Okay, that is your total liabilities. Okay, number four. What was the total amount of cash that was paid to the bank on February 28 for principal and interest? Well, pag ganyan, madali na lang yan. Meron tayong debit to. Kasi i-recognize na lang natin. So, debit to notes payable. So, babayaran natin na total for the notes payable is yung 600,000. For the interest, mahati siya sa dalawa. Bakit? Kasi meron na tayong interest payable na na-recognize prior year, 16,000. Tapos meron pa tayong interest expense for 2026, for 2027 rather. Yeah. For 2027 na 2 months. So that is 600,000 times 0.08 times 2/12. Ayan, 8,000. And credit to cash. Ayan. So pag tinanong, well, total amount of cash, di ba? Sabi niya ng ganyan. Cash. Ito yung sagot. Kunin natin yung total. Oops, sum. Ayan, total is 624,000. Okay na? Okay, so that's number 4. Number 5. Sana mabot ng ano, no? What is the amount of interest expense to be shown in 2027? Ito na po, 8,000. Okay, nandiyan na din yung computation kung bakit naging 8,000. That is for 2 months. Okay na? Okay na ang problem number 4. Problem number 5. Okay, parami ng parami Melinda Almazan, an angel investor, decided to invest 1,200,000 excess cash in the certificate of deposit on April 1, 2025. The certificate carried an 8% annual rate of interest and 1-year maturity. So, ibig sabihin, makukuha na niyo yun ng April 1, 2026. Interest will be withdrawn monthly. Ay, mawi-withdraw monthly. So, tingnan natin kung ano yung mga tanong. What amount of income will be recognized for the year ending December 31, 2025? Okay, yung income nyo dito ay yung interest. So, the total interest income for 2025 is, napakadali lang yan, pwede na natin ma-compute. That is 1,200,000 times 8% times ilang buwan na ba? April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. 9 months. So times 9/12. So the total income is 72,000 pesos. Yun na. That's the total interest income na ma-recognize natin sa libro. For what is the effect of the adjusting entries on the account? What is the effect of adjusting entry on the accounting equation? Well, wala tayong adjusting entry na kailangan dito. Bakit? Kasi lahat ng interest every month na withdraw, 'di ba? So wala tayong kailangang i-adjust. Kasi whenever we have a withdrawal, ang magiging entry mo doon ay debit to cash, credit to interest revenue or interest income. So no adjusting entry, pero yeah, no adjusting entry needed. So hindi natin masabi kung may impact. Okay, no adjusting entry needed kasi monthly interest is withdrawn, 'di ba? For cash. So I don't know kung anong gusto niyang tanongin dyan kasi wala tayong adjusting entries dyan. Hindi naman tayo mag-recognize ng accrual for interest. Nonetheless, hindi niya withdraw yun. Diba? And every time na mag-withdrawal, so ilagay ko na din dito, every withdrawals, ang entry kasi natin doon is debit to cash, credit to interest revenue or interest income. Ayan. Yan lang. Every time na magwi-withdraw tayo, which is 1.2 million times 8% times 1 over 12. Ganyan siya. Okay, that's 1.2 million times 0.08 times 1 over 12. So I really don't know kung ano yung tinutukoy niyang adjusting entry dyan. Okay, let me know kung ano yung interpretations nyo dun sa number 2 question. Number 3, what amount of cash will be collected? Ang gulo niya, 'di ba? Interest will be withdrawn monthly nga, 'di ba? Ay, okay, so total cash collections, the same lang dito sa total interest income, 'di ba? Kasi wini-withdraw mo eh. Ay, nako. So total interest or cash, total cash collected from interest, o di parehas lang, 72,000. Ay, nako. Hindi ko talaga naintindihan yan, sorry. Let me know kung may iba kayong interpretations. Number 4, what is the amount of interest receivable as of December 31, 2025? Wala. Bakit? Kasi wini-withdraw mo lahat eh. 'Di ba? Wala. Zero. Wini-withdraw mo, wala kang receivable. Okay? Wala kang receivable. Next, what amount of cash will be collected for interest revenue for 2026? Ito, medyo pwede natin computein. Okay. Total interest income for 2026 will be 1.2 million times 0.08 times ilang buwan ba? April, no? So January, February, March. 3 over 12. Yan, 24,000 na lang. 24,000. Number 6. What amount of interest revenue? Same lang dito. Palitan ko na lang yung pangalan. Ay, nako. Copy ko to. Total cash collected. Ayan. Ay, nako. Hmm? Ayan. Gulo-gulo kasi. Sorry. Okay. So ito yung sagot dito. Zero. Ayan. Ito yung number 6, I think. Then 7, what is the amount of total interest receivable? Oh, wala na. Bakit? Zero din. December 31. Eh, syempre, ano na yan eh. Maturity na yan 1 year, di ba? So, nag-mature na yan noong March 31, 2026. So, zero ang sagot natin dyan. Okay na? That's problem number 5. Next, problem number 6. Medyo nakaka-stress yung mga question. Problem number 6 is medyo mahaba. So, ang tanong natin, adjusting entries and accounting policy. So there are some of the transactions made by Cedric Naranjo, cleaners during 2026. Acquired cleaning supplies in amount of 260,000 and account of the supplies on December 31, 2026, 110,000. Received 360,000 from Cebu Manpower for cleaning janitorial uniforms over the next year. And November 1, paid 240,000 for the annual rent. So that Naranjo records these transactions using the following accounts. Record the adjusting entries on December 31, 2026. So meron tayong asset method and expense method. Tapos may tinatanong siya dito, reversing entry. Ayan. Okay, so maganda din pala to kahit pa paano. Okay, so let's have the transaction using asset method. I think asset method to. Office supplies, prepaid, and okay, accrual method. Ayan. Okay, so meron tayong accrual method. First entry will be April 1, 2026. Entry natin is debit to office supplies, credit to cash. Okay, kasi yan yung ano natin, acquisition natin. Original entry muna tayo, ah. Okay, office supplies, credit to 260. 260. Ayun. Tingnan natin kung hanggang saan. Next, we have August 1, 2026. Okay, debit to prepaid rent, credit to cash. O ano, bakit prepaid rent yan? Kasi manpower kwanto, di ba? Hindi. Yung November 1 pala yun, sorry. Ako yung mali. Nagtaka ako. Yung prepaid rent na lang muna. Ilagay ko to November. Basher, no? Sorry. So, November 1, 2026. Ito pala siya. Okay? So, prepaid rent 240. So, na. Okay. So, yung April 1 natin, ay August 1 rather, unearned. So, nakatanggap tayo. So, debit to cash, credit to unearned, cleaning revenues. Mhm. So, magkano yung natanggap? We have 360. Okay, madali lang to. So, let's have the adjusting entries. Okay, so una natin i-adjust si office supplies. Napakadali lang yan. Kapag i-adjust natin, sabi niya 260. Lahat yon pero 110 na lang sa dulo. So, nabawasan. So, kapag nabawasan, credit to office supplies na tayo. Di ba? Credit to office supplies. Anong debit mo? Office supplies expense. Office supplies expense. Okay, yan yung debit natin. Magkano? That's 260,000 minus yung natira, 110,000. Ibig sabihin, nagamit na ay 150,000. That's one. Next, another entry natin. Sabi niya, over the next 3 years, yung ating 360,000. So, ibig sabihin, monthly. So, from August to December, we have August, September, October, November, December. May 5 months nang na-earn dyan. So, ang gagawin natin, debit to unearned cleaning revenues, credit to cleaning revenues. Kasi meron na tayong na-recognize dyan na 5 buwan. So, yung 5 buwan will be 360,000. 360 divided by 36 kasi 3 years yan times 5 months. So, meron na tayong 50,000 na income. Okay, or cleaning revenue. Okay, so highlight ko lang yan, adjusting entry. Next, lastly, yung 240 annual rent. So annual yan, 1 year. So November and December, 2 year na po yung nag-expire. So meron tayong debit to rent expense, credit to prepaid rent. Ilang buwan? 2 months. So paano yung computations? That is 240,000 divided by 12 times 2 months. Okay, so may nag-expire na tayong 40 Okay. So, yan na po yung ating mga entries under accrual method. So, tatabihan natin siya, no? Yes. Tatabihan natin siya. Gagawin naman natin dito on the other side, we will have, lagyan ba natin ng separations? Yes. Okay, lagyan natin ng kulay pink. May pink ba ako? Ayan. Okay, so magkakaroon tayo ng accrual method dito sa kabila. April 1, instead of cash, ang gagamitin na natin is expense and revenue na account. So kakopy ko lang to kasi parehas lang naman except for, yeah, yan. So, yan, kasi mangiras tayo. Hindi, joke lang. Kasi nag-aabol ako ng oras. Okay? So dito po instead na office supplies, ang ginamit niya po ay office supplies expense. Okay? Ito po instead na unearned cleaning revenue, ginamit niya cleaning revenues. Okay, na-recognize na niya as revenue. Tapos ito, ginawa niyang rent expense. Okay na? So, ang adjustments natin, syempre, hindi pa yan lahat ay expense. May natira nga eh. So, under alternative method, this is the alternative method. Under this, no, hindi pa yan expense lahat, ibubuhayin natin. So, gagawin nating debit to office supplies. Okay? Anong credit mo? Yung office supplies expense. Okay? Babawasan natin yan. Okay? Kasi in-expense niya lahat eh. Ilan ba yung hindi pa expense? 110,000. So, gawin ko lang itong pesos. Okay? Next, another, hindi yan lahat cleaning revenue. So, babawasan natin. Debit to cleaning revenues. Credit to unearned cleaning revenues. Yan. So, kung kanina nag-recognize tayo ng cleaning revenue for 5 months, I think 5 months yan, no? Ngayon, gagawin natin, babawasan natin yung na-recognize niya. Kasi yung 360,000, that is for 3 years, kaya divided by 36. Tapos, 5 buwan lang yung na-earn. So, babalik natin yung 31. Kaya 310,000. Okay? Liability pa yung 31 months. Ayan. And lastly, yung prepayment, debit to prepaid rent, credit to rent expense. Kasi in-expense na lahat, no? Hindi pa yan expense lahat. 2 months lang yung expense. So, bubuhayin natin yan. We have 260,000 divided by 12 times 10. I think 10 yan. 10 ba yan? Ay, hindi. 260,000. Sorry. 240 divided by 12 times 10. So, babalik natin yung 200,000. Ayan na. So, nasagutan na natin yung accrual and alternative method. Next question po. Alin diyan yung mga pwedeng i-reverse na accounts? Okay. Sisimplihan na natin. Ang lahat ng reversible accounts ay lahat ng deferrals under actually lahat ng accruals ang alam ko eh. Pag ano ba accruals? Debit to, yeah, lahat ng accruals. Tama ba? Expense. Yeah. Lahat ng accruals and deferrals under alternative method. Ito po, hindi nyo pwedeng i-reverse ito. Ito lang. Okay? Ano yung mga nire-reverse? Ito pong adjusting entries nila. Yan po ang reversible. Ibig sabihin po, ng reversible, it's actually a bookkeeping technique. Hindi naman talaga siya dapat ginagawa pero pwedeng gawin as part of the bookkeeping technique. Para saan yun? Katamaran actually. Hindi, joke lang. Kailan ba nagre-reverse? January 1 of the succeeding year. So kung 2025 yan, 2026 yan, 2027. Ayan. Magre-reverse po tayo. Reversing entries. Okay, so ano yung re-reverse lang natin? Ito lang. Babalik ta rin mo lang. So, debit to office supplies expense, credit to office supplies. Ayan lang, babalik ta rin mo lang. Ganun lang kadali? Yes. Pero may reason ba doon? Yes po, may reason. Ito na lang sabihin natin para madali nyo maintindihan na it's a bookkeeping technique. Ang office supplies, di ba mahirap siyang bantayan? Hindi nga na, ang ginagawa nga natin dyan at the end of the year, saka lang tayo nagkakaroon na adjusting entries. Okay. So para saan to? Yung reversing entries are for the accounts na alam mo naman na mag-expire na or may expense na. For example, kung itong 110,000 na estimate mo na for January to March, halimbawa, March ubos na yan. So para hindi na ako mag-journal entry pagdating ng March, January pa lang, no? January 2027 pa lang, in-expense ko na siya. That's the reason. So tinanggal ko na siya dun sa aking record, no? Debit to office supplies expense, credit to office supplies. That's the reason. Para pagdating ng January, wala ka ng ay ng March 31 for example, naubos na 'yon, wala ka ng problema. Hindi mo na kailangan adjusting entry. Maliwanag? So that's the reason. So it's only a bookkeeping technique under katamaran version. Katamaran talaga. Okay? So again, lahat po ito pwedeng baliktarin lang. Debit to unearned, cleaning revenues, credit to cleaning revenues. So ginagawa yan kung alam mo na by the current year, 2027, lahat ng unearned, magiging revenue mo lang din this time. Pero ito po hindi eh. Kasi ilang years ba to? 3 years. So, hindi po dapat yan nire-reverse. Pero, sige, i-reverse lang natin kasi tinatanong niya, alin dyan yung mga pwedeng i-reverse. So, i-reverse na natin siya. And meron tayong debit to, rent expense, credit to, prepaid rent. Ito, okay to. Okay na okay ito. Bakit okay na okay yung sa may prepaid rent? Kasi November 2027, expired na lahat yan. So para hindi na ako mag-journal entry for November, alam mo, November 1, that is October 30. October 30, hindi na ako magre-record doon ng expiration ng rent. Di ba? Kasi nga dito pa lang, January 1 pa lang, na-expense ko na siya. So magkano yung expense natin dito? 200,000. Maliwanag po ah. So it's only a bookkeeping technique. Okay, not necessarily naman na ginagawa lagi itong reversing entry. Optional lang po ito. So pag tinanong tayo ulit, ano yung mga nire-reverse? All accruals or all accruals, accrued na adjustments and deferrals using alternative method. Ayan ha, palatandaan natin. Sila yung mga pwedeng i-reverse. Yes, kinabahan naman ako doon sa tunog ng aking laptop. Okay na yan? Next, problem number 9. Madali ito. Kasi sabi niya, we have an adjusted trial balance. Check mo kung balansyado. Always check, please. Tapos, diba? Check mo yung adjustments. And tingnan natin daw yung panibagong balance. Okay, okay. So, gawa lang tayo ng adjustments. So, letter A. A review of the insurance policy showed 6,800 is unexpired at year end. So, 6,800 na lang daw natitira. So, yung prepaid insurance mo, debit to insurance expense, credit to prepaid insurance. Credit to prepaid insurance. Ang tanong, magkano? That is 34,000. Ang natitira na lang daw po ay 6,800. So meron tayong 27,200. Okay? Next. Letter B. Letter B. An inventory of cleaning supplies showed 12,440. Okay, so nabawasan din yung cleaning supplies niya from 73,740. O sige, gawin natin debit to cleaning expense. Ano siyang expense? Inventory of cleaning supplies. Cleaning supplies. Cleaning equipment rental expense. Revenue. Wala siyang ibang account for cleaning supplies. So, ang gagamitin natin, other expenses. Dapat meron siyang cleaning supplies expense, no? Meron ba? Wala. Wala siyang binigay. Yeah, wala. So, since walang binigay, other expenses ko na lang siya. Muna. Check natin mamaya. So, debit to other expenses, credit to, ay nako, cleaning supplies. Dapat meron. Or hindi ko lang nailagay. Hindi ko na chinek. Okay, so check natin to. Magkano yung naka-record? 73,740. 73,740. Minus, ilan na lang natitira? 12,440. Hmm. Okay, check na lang natin mamaya kung nagkamali. Letter C. Estimated depreciation of the building for the year is 128,000. Okay, so debit to depreciation expense. Meron ba siyang binigay? Wala. Nakakainis to ah. So other expenses na naman yan. Mm, Yeah, mas dyan na lang natin ilagay. Pero dapat depreciation expense yan. Hindi naman niya sinabi kasing pwede tayong magdagdag ng account. So, dyan na lang siya. Ay. Credit to accumulated depreciation building. Accumulated depreciation building. Copy ko na lang. Okay? So, magkano? 128,000. Di ba nakakalungkot? Dapat kompleto yung accounts eh. Pero, yan ang binigay eh. Wala tayong magagawa. Okay, next, letter D. On September 1, the entity signed a contract effective immediately with Davao City Hospital to dry clean for a fixed monthly charge of 4,000. Okay, the uniforms used by the doctors in surgery. So the hospital paid 4 hours, paid for 4 months service in advance. So check natin, September 1, 4,000 for, may nakatanggap tayo. So 4,000 times 4, 16. Check nga natin. Meron ba tayong unearned? Ayan. Unearned cleaning revenue, 16,000. Okay. So, kung 4 months yun, September, October, November, uy, December. Kung December 31 yung ating ina-account, ay hindi, 1 month lang. September 30 lang, sorry. Check ko nga to, sorry. Check natin sa may problem 9. Okay. So, 1 month lang. 1 month lang to. Walang depreciation expense. Okay. Mhm. So going back, ayan. So 16,000 for the month lang, September lang. So 1 month, may na-recognize na. Bawasan na natin. So debit to unearned cleaning revenues. Yeah. Credit to cleaning revenues. So, okay. Magkano? 1 month, 4,000. Okay. So may babalikan tayo na isa. Sabi niya kasi dito, estimated building ano yun? Estimated depreciation on the building is 128,000. Wait lang. Check ko nga ulit yung problem. Magulo siya. The trial balance for Rosalie Balhag at September 30. September 30. Okay. Hmm. Kung ang assumption natin ay September 30 yung kanyang accounting period, no? Yung kanyang fiscal period. Okay na to. Pero kung magde-December 31 tayo, magbabago tayo. So, ang assumptions natin September 30, 2026 fiscal year tayo. Kaya magpo 4,000 lang ako dito. Okay? Next, letter E. Salaries are paid on Saturday. The weekly payroll is 25,200. Assume that September 30 falls on Thursday and the entity has a 6-day pay work week. May salaries expense ba? Yeah. Okay. May salaries payable ba siyang nilagay? Hmm, wala. Mhm. Ito talaga, sayang yung mga accounts niya. Okay, so lagay na lang natin siya sa accounts payable. Pwede ba yun? Pwede naman. Parang feeling ko mas gusto kong gumawa ng bagong accounts. Hmm. Yeah, gawa tayo ng bagong accounts. Hindi ako masaya sa ganyan. Sorry. So, we're going to have salaries payable. Ayan, sorry. Kailangan natin gumawa ng salaries payable. So, meron tayong debit to salaries expense. Sorry, gawin natin yung tama. Medyo hindi ako masaya dito. And then credit to accrued salaries payable or just simply salaries payable. Gawin na lang natin yung tama. So, kung 25,200 yan, divided by 6, syempre, nagtrabaho siya hanggang Thursday, times 4. Ayan, so, that's 16,800. Again, paano ko pinumpute? 25,200 divided by 6 kasi 6-day work week yan. Tapos, nagtrabaho siya hanggang Thursday, times 4 lang. Okay, 16,800. Okay, so going back dun sa mga accounts natin, we will have, instead of letter B, gawin ko na lang yan, cleaning supplies expense. Cleaning supplies expense. Heading to, ayan. So magdadagdag tayo dito ng cleaning supplies expense. Hindi ako masaya kasi ng pangit yung mga accounts. And then, letter C, depreciation expense for the building. Para maging tama yan. Okay, so maglagay tayo dito sa baba, depreciation expense. Kasi kung ang gagamitin natin other accounts, hindi na siya masyadong maganda. Okay na? I think that will be all. So, gawin na natin. We have debit to insurance expense. O ano, meron ba siyang insurance expense? Ay, interest ba to insurance? O ano, pati insurance, no? Ay. Insurance. Cleaning. Sige, lagay na natin dito. Okay, so debit to insurance expense, 27,200. Credit to, lagyan muna natin peso sign to. Credit to prepaid insurance, 27,200. Okay. Then another, cleaning supply, 61,300. Cleaning supplies expense, 61,300. Credit to cleaning supplies, 61,300. Next, number 3, depreciation expense for the building, 128,000. Accumulated depreciation, 128,000. For the building, 128,000. Okay. Next, unearned cleaning revenue, 4,000. That's cleaning revenue. Unearned cleaning revenue, 4,000. Tapos cleaning revenue, 4,000. Okay, next, last, salaries expense, 16,800. Credit to salaries payable, 16,800. Okay. So tama ba yung mga accounts? Yes. Doon na tayo sa adjustment. Walang nangyayari dito. 117,880. 264,940. Goods. This is 34,000 minus 27,200. Ayan, 6,800 na yung natitira doon, di ba? Tapos, ito, 73 minus 61,300. 12,440. 180, 1,850. This is credit. So, add natin, 456 plus 128. Next, meron tayong 204. Tapos, meron tayong revenue, 16,000 minus 4, 12,000. We have 16,800, 1,100,000. It's a liability. 1,100,000, 565, 600 credit. Withdrawal, 100. Expense ba to? Revenue. So, pag-aadin natin to. And then the expenses are this plus this. 61,3, 60, 43, 740, 128, 27,200, 110, 70,340. Okay, balansado? Yes. So, ayan na. That is for problem number 9. Next, problem number 10. Sana maabot pa. Kaya lang medyo mahirap na yung mga problems, no? Check natin kung matapos natin lahat. Compute the rent, interest, and salaries. Okay? So, ang gagawin lang natin dito, for the income statement of BBN Asakta, the following expenses are as follows. And below are the related balance sheet accounts. So para masagutan natin yan, I will introduce to you the T account. Yeah, T account para mas mabilis natin masagutan. So meron tayo ditong rent, prepaid rent. Okay, so yung beginning balance natin, yan yung last year. So luckily it's zero. Yan, tapos gawin natin tong peso sign. So zero siya. Tapos meron tayong rent expense na 780,000. That is expense for the period. Yan, for the period 2026. Ayan. So, next, wala nang ibang transactions. Kasi yun yung hanapin natin. Yeah, yun yung hanapin natin. Okay. Tapos, nandito yung ending balance natin. Ending balance is 13,500. Okay. So, kung yan yun, we have here, bumaba, ending balance. Ano bang tinatanong niya dito? Compute the cash paid for the rent during the year. Okay. 793, making both sides equal, 793. Okay, sorry. Okay, so ibig sabihin 793, wala na ibang transactions. Ang cash payment for prepaid rent or for the rent is 793,500. Yun lang. Okay, cash payment for prepaid rent is 793,500. So, ayan yung sagot. Next, copy natin to. Create tayo na another account. This time, it's for interest payable. Last year, meron siyang beginning balance na 18,000. So, this is your beginning balance, 18,000. Tapos, ending balance niya sa kabila. Ending balance niya ay 0. Okay, so 0, nabayaran lahat. Tapos, interest expense is 117,000. Saan mo siya ilalagay? Debit or credit? Debit. Okay. Ay, debit? Hindi, credit. Kasi debit to interest expense, credit to interest payable yan. Tama? Ayan. So, yan yung interest expense noong 2026. Okay na? Add equal sign, 135. Making both sides equal, 135. Move back kasi 135 minus 0. and 135. So ano to? That is your cash payment for interest. Yan ang hinanap mo. Kasi bakit yan? Ang entry mo is debit to cash, ay sorry, debit to interest payable, credit to cash. Tama? Okay, next, last. Salaries payable, almost the same din pala. Okay, may beginning balance ba siya? Yes. 75,000. Tapos may salaries expense na 1 million. Okay. Bakit nandyan yan, sir? Kasi salaries expense. Remember yung journal entry mo. Debit to salaries expense, credit to salaries payable. 1,245,000. Okay? So, kunin mo yung total niyan. Tapos, nandito yung ending balance, by the way. Ending balance niya is 75,000. Okay? So, kung wala na ibang transactions, copy natin to. Making both sides equal. Ito, pabalik, work back. That's 1,320,000 minus 75. And this is 1,245,000. Okay, that is your cash payment. Tapos na. Ito yung sinasabi ko sa inyo na pwede nating masagutan ng mabilis kapag T-account yung ginagamit. So that is your problem number 10. Next, problem 11 habang kaya pa. The following amounts are taken from the balance sheet of Dimensyo Asakta. Okay, so ano ba to? The prepaid, compute the amount of cash payment. Okay, so kaya nating gawin yan, kaya lang, kunin ko na yung T-account dito. Para hindi na ako masyadong gumawa. Mangiras, hindi naman. Tapuray natin to. Okay. Okay, so mag-start tayo sa prepaid expenses. So yung prepaid expenses po natin ay asset yan. Okay? Asset. So sabi niya, December 31 and December 31 that is. So may beginning balance tayo. Yan yung 2025. Okay? Yan yung kukunin mo. That is 375,000. Ay sorry, prepaid expenses muna pala tayo. 185,000. 185,000. Tapos yung ending mo is 140,000. So ito yung ending balance mo, 2026. Okay? Magkano daw? 140,000. Tapos may expense tayo related to prepaid expenses, 210,000. Ano ibig sabihin nun? Yung in-entry natin siya, debit to prepaid expense, kung ano man yun. Halimbawa, rent ito. So, para mas madali, rent ang isipin mo dyan. So, prepaid rent. Ano yung expense natin sa related sa prepaid rent? Debit to rent expense. Credit to prepaid rent. Kaya ito, na-credit siya for 210,000. Ito yung expense for the period. Liwanag? Okay. So, magkano? 210,000. Okay. So, kung wala nang ibang transactions given, ibababa lang natin to dito. Tapos, add natin siya. 350. This is 350. Workback, 350. Ito, squeeze. 350 minus 185. 165,000. So, ano yan? Yan yung cash payment natin. Okay. Anong cash payment na tinutukoy niyo dyan? Yan yung journal entry mo na debit to, correct, na debit to prepaid expenses. Kung halimbawa, rent yan, debit to prepaid rent, credit to cash. Yan yun. Okay na? So that is for prepaid expenses. Next, copy natin ulit to. Let's have the accrued liabilities. So pag accrued liabilities, okay, syempre liability yan. Okay? So ano yan? Mag-iisip ka na lang na accrued liabilities na gusto mo. Halimbawa, salaries na lang. Diba? Salaries payable. Pwede yan. Accrued salaries payable. So beginning balance natang ating accrued liabilities is 300. So dito siya, beginning balance. For 2025, 375,000. And ending balance niya for 2026 is 440. Okay, expenses related to accrued liabilities is 305. Okay, so ano bang entry natin doon? So halimbawa, salaries. Debit to salaries expense, credit to accrued salaries payable. Okay, kaya ito yung expense for the period natin. Okay, so ano magkano expense for the period natin? 305. 305, no? Yeah, 305. Okay, copy na natin, 680. 680. Wala na ibang transaction, 680. 680 minus 440,000, we have 240. Ito na yung cash payment natin related to accrued liabilities. Ibig sabihin, magkano yung binayaran natin? So, kung salaries yan, halimbawa, debit to salaries payable, kaya naka-debit yan to our 40,000, credit to cash. Okay na? So, yan na yung sagot natin for problem number 11. Okay, so medyo kaya pang habulin. Problem number 12. Ooh, check natin. Problem number 12. Sabi niya, determining the effects of the omissions on the following letter. Okay, so for payment for repairs erroneously debited to building account. Okay, so repairs dapat siya pero na-debit daw sa building account. Ha? Omission pero. Okay. Ha? Ang omission, ang ibig sabihin nun, wala kang ginawang journal entry. Di ba? Ang gulo niya, no? Ang gulo niya, no? Magulo siya. Hmm. Gawa tayo ng ganito. Entry made should be entry and adjusting entry. Ayun. Check nga natin to kung pwede. Payment for repairs erroneously debited to building account. Ang ginawa niya, debit to building, credit to cash. Okay, so building credit to cash, halimbawa, 100 na lang, 100. Para may amount tayo. Ang dapat is debit to, ay nako, omission ang sabi niya eh. Kapag omission, hindi nagawa, di ba? Hmm. O sige, sabagay. Omission of adjusting entry siguro. Well, check nga natin muna. Nagre-reklamo tayo tapos hindi natin alam kung tama. Okay. So sabi niya, using the table, indicate the effect of the following errors of omission on the financial statement classification. If the result of omission, a classification is overstated, shen. If the omission is the... Omission is hindi mo nagawa. Ay, my gosh. Sige, siguro ang omission na lang dito, no? Nung adjustments para dun sa number or dun sa letter. Okay. Kaya should be entry would be debit to repairs expense. Medyo hindi ako na masaya dun sa nangyari. Credit to cash. Okay, ganyan dapat yung magiging entry. 100, 100. So yung adjusting entry mo should be debit to repairs expense, credit to building. Kasi babawasan mo yung building. Gets mo? Ayan. So yan yung magiging adjustments. So ang imagination ko na lang dito, if I'm going to make an understanding, yung omission ng adjusting entries dito. Okay? Omission na lang na adjusting entries. So, kapag hindi mo ginawa yung debit to repairs expense, ano ba yung ginawa niya dito? Over kapag sobra, understated. Okay. Pag di mo ginawa to, hindi mo nagawa yung repairs, understated to. Okay. Understated. Lagay ko na lang under. Okay lang ba? Kasi negative, hindi ko makita. Under. Tapos, yung building natin, credit. So, yung total assets natin ay over. Okay, wait lang. Okay, sorry. May tumawag lang, importante. Okay, so saan ako? So, eto po yung nangyari. So, anong effect? Eto, none, NA na lang, no effect. Profit, syempre, so understated yung expenses, sobra yung profit. So, over po ito. Total assets, ito walang effect. Syempre, kung over yan, ang impact naman nito, over din. Over yung profit eh. So, over din yung owner's equity. Okay? Next, letter B. Recorded the collection of an accounts receivable by debiting cash and crediting, ayan na naman tayo, nakakainis naman, revenue account. Okay. So cash credit to service revenue na lang, halimbawa. Okay. So, ano nangyari po dito? Dapat, ang entry niya, should be entry niya ay debit to cash, credit to accounts receivable. Sana mabot pa ako dun sa time na gusto natin matapos. Okay, so magiging adjusting journal entry mo dyan is parehas na yung cash, di ba? So hindi mo na i-adjust yan. Debit to, mali ito, so babawasan mo yan, service revenue. Credit to accounts receivable. Kasi yun yung tama. Okay? Hmm. Hindi mo nagawa to. So, yung revenue mo ay sobra kasi hindi mo nabawasan. Yung assets mo, hindi mo rin nabawasan. Total assets. Kasi credit. Ayan. Over. Over din yung assets. Kasi kailangan bawasan. Hindi mo nagawa yung adjusting entry. Yeah. Okay. So expenses, not applicable. Profit, syempre, overstated yan. Ito, wala. And ito, over. Okay? Next, number 3. Depreciation for the month was omitted. Okay. Yun yung debit to. Depreciation expense, credit to accumulated, depreciation. Yan dapat yung entry natin. Okay? So, hindi mo nagawa yan. So, yung expenses mo ay understated. Kulang kasi kulang yung, tama, kulang yung under. Hindi ka, tama, under. Kulang nga. Yung depreciations mo na dapat babawasan niya yung total assets, over naman to. Tama? Okay, so ito ay not applicable. Yung profit mo, syempre overstated kasi under yung expenses mo. Liabilities not applicable and over yung profit, over din yung equity. Okay na? Next, for ano na, letter D. Recorded twice an acquisition of office equipment on account. So, nadoble. Okay? So, nadoble, i-present na lang natin siya ng debit to. Okay. Debit to office equipment, credit to accounts payable. Ganyan. No, pakita na lang natin na 200 yung nagawa mo kasi dalawang beses. Halimbawa lang tig 100 para makita lang natin. Pero ang dapat is tig 100 lang. Dinoble ko na lang yung balance para makita mo yung difference. So ano yung adjusting entry mo? Debit to accounts payable, credit to office equipment. Yan dapat yung gagawin mo kasi babawasan mo ng 100. Okay na? So hindi mo nagawa yung bawasan yung accounts payable mo. So, over yung accounts payable mo. Yung office equipment mo na assets, hindi mo rin nabawasan. Tama, hindi mo nabawasan. Office equipment, hindi mo nabawasan. So, over din siya. Okay, so dito, walang effect, walang effect, walang effect, Dito, syempre, over yan. Liabilities, may impact ba? Wala. Wala. Not applicable. Kasi yung assets lang. Okay? Next, ano ang susunod? Letter E. Recorded the acquisition of office equipment for cash as a debit to office equipment and credit to depreciation. Okay, so ano yung entry made natin dito? Letter E. Debit to office equipment, credit to depreciation expense. Ayan. Pero ang journal entry mo dapat debit to office equipment, credit to cash. Credit to cash. So hindi po adjusting entry lang to na correcting entry siya. Okay, yung should be entry kasi may nagsabi tayo, never po magkakaroon ng adjusting entry na related or nandun yung cash. It's the correcting entry. Okay, correcting entry to. So tama yung OE, mali yung depreciation expense kasi kinredit. So magde-debit tayo ng depreciation expense dyan. Tapos magbabawas tayo ng cash. It's a correcting entry. Hindi siya adjusting entry. Baka may magpiloso po sa atin. Okay? So, hindi natin nagawa ito. Ang assumptions natin, hindi natin nagawa, no? Omission. So, hindi nagawa yung debit to depreciation expense. Hindi nagawa. Tama. So, kulang. Sorry. Tapos, yung cash. Hindi nabawasan. Hindi nabawasan yung cash. Yung total assets mo, over. Okay. Check na natin. This is not applicable. Profit natin under. So, therefore, over yung, ayan. Liabilities not applicable. Tapos, profit is sobra. Therefore, owner's equity, sobra din. Okay? Next. Second to the last. Recorded cash payment for advertising by debiting repairs expense and crediting cash. So, repairs expense, credit to cash. Yung entry niya, ano ba dapat? Cash payment of advertising. Okay, walang problema to. Advertising expense, credit to cash. Nagkamali lang ng pangalan. So, walang impact to. So, ang magiging entry dapat should be debit to advertising expense. Ito yung pinaka-favorite ko. Walang impact. Tapos, credit to rent expense. Nagkamali lang siya ng category na pinaglagyan ng account. Okay? So, not applicable lahat. Walang effect. Yeah, walang lahat. Kasi nagkamali lang ng account. Okay. Then, rendered services for cash but made no. Okay. So, debit to cash, credit to service revenue. Okay. So, hindi niya nagawa. So, under ito, wala effect dito. Profit is also under. Total assets, syempre, kulang. So, under. Liabilities, walang effect. And lastly, owner's equity mo, under din. Okay. So, yan ang pinakamadali. Last, problem 13. Ayun, sana pumasok dun sa required time na ina-estimate nating matapos. Okay? At the end of the June 2026, the first month of operations, the following selected data were taken from the financial statement of Janet Matugina, CPA. Okay, so nandito na siya. And preparing the financial statements, the adjustment for the following were overlooked. Okay, so check natin siya isa-isa. Supplies used during June na dapat expense na 1,750. So ang journal entry natin doon is debit to supplies expense, credit to supplies. So babawasan natin to ng 1,750. Tapos yung assets natin, babawasan natin ng 1,750. Okay? Next. Unbilled fees earned at June 30 to 9. Okay, so dadagdagan natin to kasi dapat ang entry natin doon is debit to accounts receivable, credit to service revenue. Aba, yeah, 29. Okay, tingnan muna pala natin kung anong impact nito. So, yung profit mo nabawasan, dapat yung owner's equity mo din mababawasan. Ito po madadagdagan. Okay, so check natin mamaya kung balance yan later. And letter C, depreciation equipment 25, debit to depreciation expense, credit to accumulated depreciation. So mababawasan dapat yung profit mo ng 25, mababawasan yung assets mo ng 25, and equity mo mababawasan ng 25. Yeah. Kasi yung expense. And letter D, accrued salaries on June 30, accrued, no? So dapat mababawasan natin 'yan kasi debit to salaries expense, credit to accrued salaries payable, 'di ba? So what will happen is eto mababawasan ng 1,500. Magre-recognize ka ng liability pero mababawasan yung owner's equity mo kasi debit to supply salaries expense, credit to salaries payable. Okay, so check natin kung ano yung mga balanse. 36,900 and boom. Check natin kung pasok pa din. Assets is equal to liabilities plus owner's equity. Check natin itong dalawa. Bakit naglalagay ako ng 4? 188,350. So tama ba tayo? Yes. Ayun lang guys. Thank you so much for listening. I hope panoorin niyo yung video to. Stop share tayo. End na ng recording.